Wait, is this the game that added Iron Mouse?
I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird.
Pokemon lawsuit against the Palworld hits a problem thanks to Honkai Nexus Anima. I just also realized I have the wrong tail on. My bad. There we go.
So I'm really hoping you're not planning on throwing a Pokemon-themed birthday party, a Nintendo-themed wedding, a Mario-themed gymnasium, anything. Don't do anything that shows you have...
Wait, wasn't there a couple who did the whole Princess Peach and Mario wedding?
What, they got sued right after?
I actually don't know. I don't think so.
any slight interest in Nintendo products. The only interest you are allowed to show in Nintendo is by buying everything they sell you. That's it. That's the only thing you are allowed to do. Why? Well, because a lot of fans over the years have found out the hard way that you're not supposed to give Nintendo more than just money.
I just wish people were allowed to have a little bit of fun without Nintendo swooping in every single time. I don't know why you're so offended by someone making a stupid first-person shooter with Pokemon.
With Pokemon, which is a children's property?
That millions of adults play.
Don't care. It's a children's property. That's how it started.
Okay.
The millions of adults started as children.
It's extremely prude.
It's still marketed to... What's that?
It's extremely prude and weird that you would get, like, offended by it.
Your loyalty...
Isn't that what we call gatekeeping a franchise or gatekeeping anything? That's literally gatekeeping.
Yep.
Your love, your passion for them, they need to be discarded. I mean, it's honestly for the best anyway. Man-children growing up thinking Nintendo's the best thing in the world is very unhealthy. It's led to some of the worst consumer practices imaginable. And while yes, I understand Nintendo fans aren't solely to blame for the current state of the industry, they share a huge responsibility.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame Nintendo. I would blame the new CEO.
Oh, yeah.
Nintendo didn't start off this way. It only escalated to this point when the hands switched.
Nintendo is drunk with power, and that's all thanks to their biggest moneymaker, Pokemon.
McDonald's was having a special...
Okay, wasn't like Nintendo's old slogan, right? Players first, innovation first, and user experience first. It was something down that line. Like, what happened? I mean, besides the obvious of like hand switching. But I do remember they were all about like innovating, bringing new experiences, not lawsuit this, lawsuit that, copyright this, copyright that.
promotion in Japan where if you buy a Happy Meal, you get a free pack of Pokemon cards. But the scalpers went crazy and bought up all the Happy Meals and didn't even eat the food just to get the cards. Look, here they are on eBay. One pack is $28 and they already sold 2,500 packs. And now McDonald's had to end the promotion early because they just couldn't keep up with the demand.
If you are ever concerned that they're not making enough money, you need to shut your fucking mouth. Any single time you see people emulating or pirating Nintendo games and you try to make it any of your business, you are a moron.
But even last time I discussed this, a lot of the emulators that existed, you actually have to log into the emulator with your Nintendo account. So you actually have to own the games to emulate them. And even that was a problem. Why is it that people cannot like just emulate their game onto the PC and enjoy it that way too when they already purchased it?
Plain and simple. I'm right, you're wrong.
That makes me
Want to subscribe. How lucky for me.
Hoyoverse's latest Honkai title is a monster-raising auto chess style game. Honkai Nexus Anima has been officially announced. An IP consultant claims that Hoyoverse's game infringes on Nintendo's
Uh-oh.
Okay, my brain took a very long time to process that Nintendo is going head to head with Hoyoverse now.
They're cooked.
Oh, how the mighty will fall. This is gonna be very entertaining to watch.
The fight of the ages.
I'm gonna be honest that's not gonna end well. No, it's not. It was just a matter of time until Nintendo will cross paths with someone that they cannot just push over, right? So they went after an indie company And now they're at a crossroad with multi-billions.
Ounce of patent.
And if you think Nintendo fans are rabid, oh boy. Wait until the Hoyo heads will step into the ring.
I love this. I want to see it.
From the Palworld lawsuit. Oh God, here we go again. Never feel bad for billion-dollar Nintendo. Especially never feel bad for the Pokemon Company. Why anybody took the side of them over Palworld is beyond me. Remember when they began their lawsuit?
That's exactly what I never understood. Even that was before me and Zen even like started fully concentrating on content. We couldn't understand why are people just jumping the wagon of saying like, oh, Palworld bad, like they're such bad company, they're such bad people. I never understood that. If anyone wants to take a gander and try to explain their logic to me, I'll hear you out. But no matter how much I'm trying to make sense out of it, besides that they're just that massively brainwashed and chilling, I don't get it.
Against Pocket Pair Company not too long ago. Remember how I said it would set a bad precedent for future lawsuits and it would cause a lot of gaming companies and billion-dollar franchises to start thinking, perhaps there's a potential lawsuit for me here. Because the Pokemon Company is too big to fail, they have zero reasons to be innovating right now. All the innovation is happening through copycats. Granted, the copycats are a lot better than the actual products. And Pokemon Company is the one to blame for all of that. Ever since...
And plus, it doesn't help that Nintendo was kind of caught copying art from a fan.
Since Nintendo and the Pokemon Company first announced the patent infringement lawsuit against Palworld maker Pocket Pair, people have been worried about the broader implications of the case. According to IP consultant Florian Muller, who has been covering the lawsuit extensively at GamesFray, Hoyoverse's upcoming open-world creature collecting game Honkai Nexus Anima appears to fall within the scope of one of Nintendo's patents Palworld is accused of infringing. Now here's the interesting part. How in the hell can we be sure Nintendo isn't going to come after this game?
That's the neat thing. You don't.
Now comes the more interesting part. If they don't go after the game, that would mean that they intentionally went after Palworld because they were in the...
I really would love to see them go. I really want to see them go after that. Because right now they're in a situation where if you do, you're screwed. If you don't, you're also screwed. You're gonna have a public example that you will clash heads with another multi-billion company, or your potential lawsuit will be thrown out the window because it will just showcase the massive bias and hypocrisy they showed in the original lawsuit against Palworld.
Yep.
So it's gonna be damn if you do, damn if you don't for Nintendo. And I don't feel bad. I just kind of hope that they'll be stupid enough to go after Hoyoverse.
Jealous and envious of its success.
Pokemon stole the idea of capturing monsters from Dragon Quest, I believe. It was even before that, but what Pokemon did, they literally copied the design of monsters from Dragon Quest.
Yo,
Yes.
rest in peace, Toriyama.
Yeah.
Palworld is far from the only monster taming game that is eerily similar to Pokemon. For this reason, I'm quite surprised that we haven't seen Temtem get hit with a lawsuit or outright be shut down, as the similarities there are even more offensive. With the title like this, which I've been watching the trailer over and over again, I can see exactly what Nintendo would attempt to target. The thing is, if it's not selling over 20 million copies, I don't think they're gonna even bother. The game, as I can see so far, will only ever get their attention if its concurrent player count is over 2 million, like Palworld.
Wait, is this the game that added Iron Mouse? I remember scrolling around on Twitter and seeing that Iron Mouse was posting that like a game is adding her. Is this the game? So there's gonna be a lot of people downloading it. Not only it's a Hoyoverse game, it's a cutesy head game, and it is gonna be like from the get-go a huge fan base.
World was. Then Nintendo will pay attention. However, what bothers me here is the one thing that I was concerned about the whole time, and that is Nintendo's patent lawsuit, opening the floodgates to more potential lawsuits. Nintendo and Pokemon Company seem to think that they own.
Let me double check. And also, I hit my hand on the table.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, apparently this is from the game.
Okay.
And I think the post I've seen was talking about that she's gonna be in Honkai. But do correct me if I'm wrong. I might be very wrong. Because I saw it only like passing. If you don't hurt yourself. No, I'm gonna fight the table. They teased that Pippa lookalike in ZZZ. Really? I didn't see that.
Own a specific mechanic that they've had
that
to
looks
change the definition
cute.
of more than once in their lawsuit against Pocket Pair. They can't narrow it down specifically. The patent in question is the recently amended mounting of flying objects, patent JP7528390. This patent originally focused on the ability of players to smoothly switch between different mountable creatures in-game. Early in litigation, a Japanese patent attorney noted that the seamless bit described by Nintendo didn't apply to Palworld's glider PAL mechanics, and thus judged that there was no infringement. Moreover, Pocket Pair made swift moves to remove the ability to glide on PALs from the game. But after Nintendo amended the patent mid-case, it came to broadly cover any scenario in which a player summons and mounts rideable flying creature, which is arguably a basic mechanic that can be seen in many games, one such example being Honkai Nexus Anima. That's right, you see the characters doing exactly what Nintendo is suing Palworld over. Yet this developer doesn't show a single bit of concern over Nintendo possibly going after them. And again, that could all be due entirely to the success of Palworld. If this game here somehow manages to shoot past 10 million sales, then Nintendo...
Wait, does he not know about Hoyoverse? Does Fritanga not know about like how big this company is?
No, he knows. He probably knows.
Or maybe he's just thinking more down the line. Maybe it's not gonna be as popular as the other ones. I feel like this game should pass Palworld. Not because Palworld is worse, but just because of what kind of company they belong to.
Nintendo's probably going to come after them thinking they deserve a cut of that pie, thinking that they invented this and anybody who makes something similar owes them money, because that's the way this scummy ass company works, using legal authority to shut down competition. On August 29th, Hoyoverse released preview footage of Nexus Anima's gameplay. The video shows the player riding both ground-based and flying creatures within the first 30 seconds. Based on the video, Moeller says Nexus Anima clearly infringes the Nintendo patent, and that this infringement demonstrates how much the patent overreaches. He's damn right it overreaches. Well, just because you can mount on a creature you summon.
No, the next sentence there. It is so basic that it cannot be right to prohibit all other game makers from implementing it. And this is what everyone is talking about. That it's so basic, you just cannot put a copyright label on it. Best example, React Bros trying to copyright React. This is the same situation.
Just because you can mount on a creature you summoned, Nintendo thinks you owe them fucking money, or they believe your game should be shut down, or they force developers to update their games so that players can no longer do that. And why Pokemon fans continue to throw money at this company so that they can bully other developers around, I have no clue. It just doesn't matter to them. It is so basic that it cannot be right to prohibit all other game makers from implementing it. He comments, well, I'm glad we agree on that. It's important to note that this does not mean Nintendo will take legal action against Hoyoverse, and the outcome of their litigation with Pocket Pair still remains to be seen. Indeed. But as I said in many other videos, it's setting a precedent. If this game gets away with doing this, which Monster Hunter has gotten away with, which plenty of other games have gotten away with, that will indeed prove Nintendo is being malicious. Which is,
and I hope Palworld's lawyer is using that in the case too, to showcase.
Not surprising to the average gamer, but to Nintendo diehard fanboys, they couldn't possibly imagine Nintendo has ill intent, thinking, oh no, Nintendo's just protecting their intellectual property. They
No, they're not. No, they're not. Nintendo doesn't genuinely care about the intellectual property. They just want to monopolize. That's it.
have to. When Pokemon, as we speak, has nothing to worry about, absolutely nothing. There isn't a single thing Pokemon can do wrong, as its endless success has proven. Pokemon Company could shoot someone in the center of town in front of everyone, and that's not going to stop people from buying it. As we saw in Japan,
Jokes aside, but that's true.
how they trashed their city, and that type of consumerism was defined as a frenzy, which I would say is completely accurate. Pokemon fans are on a frenzy. They are vicious, greedy, and obsessive. And that's because competition.
Okay, I'm not. I think it's a little bit an overstretch calling the scalpers Pokemon fans. There's a lot of instances of scalpers. They're doing that just for money. They don't care about the brand, about the people, about any of that. They're just scalping. They're just there to make a quick buck, and a big quick buck at that. So it's not necessarily that it was specifically Pokemon fans.
Competition is weak. There's nothing else to stand in Pokemon's way, and it's created a very lazy and entitled company who truly believes that mounting the creatures that you capture, that's their thing. You're not allowed to do it. When Pokemon has had
Okay, why is he raging at the whole house, and how do I get it? Because mood.
such a lack of competition that it's led to a consumer base who lacks the
Look, he's cute, pink, and he will wrecking ball your whole house.
desire to
free.
find something better. It worsens the brand. Just take a look at how shitty Pokemon Legends ZA looks. It's hard to imagine that that is coming out of the richest intellectual property on
Did the creature just get donuts and feed it to the owner?
Earth, but it is. And that's because of the complacency of this consumer base. The fact that Nexus Anima looks a million times better, and it's not even being produced by such an ultra-rich company, is a slap to the face of every Pokemon fan. It's an even bigger slap.
They have a TFT mode too?
Based.
Wait.
I need it.
They have a TFT mode as well.
In the
me
face
the auto
when you
chess.
realize that they would much rather bully these game devs into not even trying to make something better, and instead have you, the consumer, rely on the diarrhea
Oh, come on, that's Iron Mouse, right?
that fucking drips out of their anal cavity, because that's the best that
That's the main combat? Hell yeah, I know what I'm gonna be playing.
they're willing to give you, while everybody else is trying their absolute hardest to create something that Pokemon fans truly deserve, and Pokemon's fans' reaction to that is sue them into oblivion. Fuck them. Now give me my McDonald's Pokemon card so I can trash all of Japan. But it is a good thing to see that game devs are not scared. We saw Palworld did not give two shits. They pushed back and they said, fuck you, Nintendo. We're gonna make our own trading card game. Nexus Anima saw everything going on between Palworld and Nintendo and said, who gives a shit? We're still gonna make our own Pokemon-like game. Suck my dick. And that is the right energy and the right attitude to have. Fuck Nintendo. Fuck Pokemon. The fact that these devs
I'm just glad there's like companies who are actually pushing back on Nintendo and not only Palworld. So you have Palworld in active lawsuit with Nintendo. Then you have Animo dropping. Then you have Anima dropping. So it's gonna be 2 more games stepping up. So like I said, Nintendo didn't go after Animo. They haven't gone after Anima yet. So let's see how it's gonna go.
are not scared and instead are going to make as many clones of Palworld and Pokemon as possible is hilarious, because you know Nintendo cannot seek litigation after every single one of them. It's impossible. And that is the right strategy. Every dev should be fighting back against this company. Put out your game. Have it look as close to Pokemon as possible and see if Nintendo takes the bait. Every gamer out there knows Pokemon is in.
I mean, Nintendo platformed a game that's basically like a Palworld ripoff, and it looks so bad. It looked like someone wanted to scrounge money and just hired someone off of Fiverr for literally 5 to make the whole game.
in the wrong. They know Nintendo is in the wrong. But most importantly, they know the company is complacent. And they've been dealing with a very complacent company for far too long. They may be the richest intellectual property on Earth, but the fact that a couple of indie devs are not scared, well, maybe it's just pure hopium for me and I'm huffing too hard on it, but seeing this company get knocked down a peg or two and be humiliated the way they are right now gives me a raging boner. Yeah, you know, maybe it's not the most productive or healthy thing to be doing, but when I see what Pokemon does to grown-ass men, I pray for moments like this. And you should too. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to on the road to 200,000. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.
So is this gonna be like a gotcha but with monsters and the combat TFT? Is that what they're going for? I'm gonna need to look more into the mechanics of this game. I'm just curious what they're going for. A great video. Wait,
Very good video.
wait, YouTube unsubscribed me. What the hell?
Are you on a different channel?
No, look.
What the hell?
Yeah, YouTube actually unsubscribed me from him. What? Okay. At least I still get his videos in my feed.
Yeah, fly high. Check it. Spread my wings high, reach the sky. Feathers in the wind, never asking why. I'm a bird, motherfucker, I'm a bird. Soaring high, yeah, that's the word. Flying free like you never heard.